Hey guys, so this video is going to go over Buzzbassador, editing your landing page and customizing it to your brand, so that way you have a solid landing page for when people want to join your ambassador program. They fall on this page and they're going to know exactly the steps that they need to do to join and what your program is all about. So Shelby's going to walk you through this video, and this is also a video that's on the instructions on Buzzbassador in the bottom left corner. So you can also see this video with Shelby walking you through it there, but then you can also see the step-by-step written form of this as well. So we'll jump into this video and get started.
In this video, I'm going to show you how to build and customize your landing page with the Buzzbassador landing page editor. The Buzzbassador landing page is one of the most important parts of your ambassador program structure and onboarding flow. But before you start customizing it, please make sure you understand the two different onboarding flow options so that you know which template to start with. Once you figure that out, you can just add it to your landing page and begin editing. So let's get started. First, navigate to the landing page editor, which is the third item down on this left side menu. Then to create your landing page and open the landing page editor, click this create button right here. Now, if you want to use a template, I'll show you how to do that, but keep in mind you can always build it from scratch if you'd like. But to work with the template, just click this templates button at the top right, and you'll see two different templates here. We do discuss the difference between these two templates in the article about the two onboarding flow options. So again, please make sure to check that out. And once you decide on one, all you need to do is just click choose template. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the apply template. This is just asking you to confirm that you want to use the template and letting you know that if you do, it'll override any previous work that you have. Now that you have a template selected, the next thing you want to do is set a page name. This is important because you have to set this before you can save your work. So you can just title this like you would any page on your Shopify website. I'm going to call this one Ambassador Program Apply Landing Page, just as a placeholder. Now you can save. So once you have your landing page created, your template selected, and your page name written, you can now open up the editor from this specific page and start editing. So I'm going to go over the different tabs of the editor and also the elements and the content within each tab. So the first tab of the four in the editing panel is the content tab. This is where you find each of the elements that are involved in the landing page editor, and I'll go over each one by one. So this columns element, it basically just gives you a way to add sections to your content, and you can section it off as a whole row. You can make 2 columns, 3 columns, 4 columns. You get the picture. And you can add any content that you want into these columns. You can change the background color of the columns, the padding, the border size. You can add a background image. So that's what the columns element is for. Next, you have the button element. This is pretty straightforward. It's just a way to add a button to your screen. You can set the link that the button directs to right here in the URL box. And the target is asking you to choose if you want the URL to open in the same tab as the landing page or a new tab. And then you can change the background color if you want to change a hover color, which basically means when the button is being hovered, it'll change colors. You can do that. You can change the alignment, the line height, the text size, all of those things from this editing panel. And that goes for pretty much every element. They're really customizable. The next element is the divider. This is also pretty straightforward. It's just a simple line that you can add to help divide your content. You can change the width of the line. You can change the color of it. There's also a couple different styles. You can do a dotted line, a dashed line. All those different things can be edited from this panel. The next element is the form. This is really cool because it allows you to build a form embedded into your landing page. So you can use this for collecting email addresses or whatever else you want to do on this page. So again, you can edit that from within this editing panel. You can add different fields such as birthday, name, zip code, or even your own custom field. And then you can edit the width of the form. You can align it differently. You can change the spacing, the font, all of those things from this editing panel. The next element is custom HTML. This is for all the pros out there. If you want to add any custom HTML, you can just do that from this element right here. Pretty much complete editing freedom. Whatever you want to do, you can just add it with HTML with this. So that's that element. And then the next one is an image. Again, this is pretty straightforward. You just drag and drop, and you can add any image that you want just by clicking upload image. You can apply effects to your image. Once it's uploaded, you can link it to a specific link. You can put alt text on the image. You can direct it to an external link, change the padding. All of those things can be done on this editing panel. The next element is the menu. This is probably one of the ones that you won't use, but it is here just in case you do need it. This is just a way for you to add a menu to the top of your landing page. This could be useful if you weren't going to integrate the landing page with your Shopify site. You could add menu items and link them to the other pages on your Shopify site or to your social media links, wherever else you want to direct people to off of your landing page. But because this is a one-pager, you won't really have any internal links or be using the menu to direct people to other parts of this one page. So that's why I'm saying I don't think you'll use it very much, especially if you're integrating it with your Shopify site, because your regular Shopify menu will appear above the top of this landing page anyway. But again, that is there if you do want to use it, and you can edit all of the normal things on this right side editing panel. The next element is, again, straightforward. It's just text. So you can change the text just by typing it in. Really, really simple. You can change the font. You can change the size. You can change the color, the style, spacing, all of those things. So that's how you do that. And then you also have two custom elements, which are the discount code and the referral code. So if you are going to use the welcome landing page template, which again is discussed in the onboarding flow article, then that's where you would use these codes. So you just drag and drop these code elements to your page, and basically this is where our app will automatically populate the ambassador's discount code and unique referral code into these little tabs and show them to them whenever they open this landing page. So they'll load correctly the correct codes for each ambassador. You don't have to manually type the codes in or anything. It'll automatically populate the correct codes depending on who's looking at the page. And then you can also change the way these little tabs look. If you're not crazy about the style, you can change the font, you can change the sizing of the text, you can change the background color, all those different things from over here. So those are all of the elements in the content tab. Now moving on to the blocks tab, which is the second tab of this editor. It's pretty similar to the columns element in this content tab, but it's basically just a way for you to, again, organize the content that's on your page by adding different columns. And again, there's different options with 2, 3, 4, and then different spacing. It's asking me to confirm that, but different spacing and things like that. So that's what you can find in the blocks tab. The third tab is the body tab. This is just where you edit the overall style of your entire landing page. So instead of working with a specific element, this is where you can edit the entire page. So you can change the background color of the whole page. So as you can see right now, it's white. But let's say your site background is pink, and so you wanted it to match that. Then you can change the background color of the entire page here. You can also add a background image if you want to. You can change the content width. So let's say you want your content to be a little bit more narrow on a desktop. You can do that here. You can make it wider, whatever you'd like. So this is where you edit the entire page. And then lastly, we have the images tab. This is for if you don't have any images or enough images of your own. You can also use stock images and import them directly into your landing page. So all the images that you see here are populated by images that are not copyrighted, that are royalty-free from sites like Unsplash, Pexels, Pixabay, etc. So they're perfectly fine for you to use. And you can just search keywords, like, for example, if you wanted to show like your ambassadors are all friends and it's a community program, then you could search pictures with keywords friends and then just add those to the page. So that's how that works. So those are all 4 of the tabs on this editing panel. Another thing I wanted to point out is the bottom left toolbar, which is a little bit covered up by my picture, so I'll move that. But the bottom left toolbar is where you can find an undo and a redo button. You can also preview the page on different screen sizes. So if you click this button, it'll show you what it looks like on desktop, and then you can also see what it looks like on mobile by switching between those. And you can also change your view when you're actually editing it as well. So you do that at the bottom by just switching between desktop and mobile here, which you can also do if you select any of the elements, and then you can switch between desktop and mobile on the right as well. So speaking of desktop and mobile, the last thing I want to point out is how to optimize your landing page for different screen sizes. So I'll kind of walk you through how to do that. So there might be some instances where something on your screen looks really good on desktop, but doesn't look as great on mobile. Like for example, this button, maybe on desktop you want it to be a lot bigger, like 26 size text. But when you switch to mobile, it's pretty big. So you might want to have different sizes for different things or different colors for different things. And that's where our responsive editor comes in handy. So I'll show you how to use that and edit things for different screen sizes. So it's super simple. All you need to do is just duplicate the element and then hide it on one screen or the other. So for this button, for example, I'm going to duplicate it, and I like this size for desktop, but not for mobile. So for the second one, I'm just going to hide it on desktop so that you can only see one on each screen. So to do that, you'll select the element, come over to the right side, scroll down to the bottom on responsive design, and you'll see this hide on desktop switch, and just turn that on. And as you can see, it kind of grays out, which means that your ambassadors will not be able to see it on the desktop screen. And then just switch over to the mobile view, and you can see that they're both visible on mobile. So you're also going to want to hide the first one on mobile so that you can only see the second one. So same thing, go down to hide on mobile, switch that on. So now you have one element per screen, and you can edit them based on the screen size. So like I said, I like this size for the desktop, but for the mobile, it's a bit too big. So all you'd have to do is make sure you're on the one that's visible on mobile, and then change the size down to, let's say, 12 or maybe 14. And then just click save to make sure that your changes save. So after that is saved, you can again preview it on the different screen sizes. So as you can see, I'm on mobile, and you can only see one button, and it's the smaller one, so the right one is showing. And then when you switch to desktop, you can see the bigger one, which means the correct one of the two is showing on that screen as well. So that's a quick overview of the different aspects of the landing page editor. With that information, you should have everything you need to really make your landing page your own and make it exactly what you want for your program. As always, if you have any more questions, feel free to email us at support@buzzbassador.com, or you can also send us a chat from the instant chat bubble at the bottom right corner of your app screen.